Thank you for having me on this episode, which I know is so heartbreaking, but I feel like it's such an important episode because it's one of those episodes that has real world resonance. So
I do think of you as being a real champion for Appa. I did wear my baby Appa shirt for you.
Oh,
and
so cute.
And you are well known in the world at large for being an advocate for animals and tiny life everywhere.
I work with a few organizations about wild animals in entertainment, and it's quite a difficult cause to get across to people because people only see the tricks, they see Appa in the center of the ring doing a dance or whatever, and they go, those animals look fine, they don't look like they're in pain, but they don't see what it takes to break these animals' spirits. And I really appreciated that about this episode, that as painful as it is, it shows one of the trainers literally going, I'm going to break you, because that's what they do. So I understand that people want to be close to wild animals, and often they end up participating in these cruel activities because they love animals. If you actually saw what goes on, what poor little Appa and his real world counterparts, aka elephants, tigers, all those animals, if you saw what they go through, you wouldn't want any part of it. And there's a better way to interact with animals, respectfully, letting them be wild, as Aang and all the crew teach us. So
do we call Avatar The Last Airbender ATLA?
People have been saying it to me.
Oh, man. Okay.
I didn't know that.
I've just been saying ATLA.
I mean, I say ATLA too, but
as if it's like a local LA TV station.
I was like, there's a local, very close. And I say ATLA too, but then at the last con,
ATLA.
A lot of people have said ATLA. And I was like,
I can dig it.
Okay.
Agreed. Loved that episode. Love Evanna.
Shout out to Evanna Lynch. She's amazing.
What a wonderful and dear heart. Could not be less surprised that she loves the Avatarverse as much as we do, for all the same reasons that we do. And she's always doing good stuff, and is just a lovely, lovely person. I wish I could introduce her to real life Appa. Like, I wish that Appa were real for so many reasons, but not the least of which is like, it would be so fun to see Appa like getting petted by Evie.
Yes, I love that she's able to join us multiple times here on the podcast. She's so wonderful, and she does great work. And Appa, shout out to Appa. It's lost days. I'm glad we found you, Appa.
Yeah, I mean,
I feel like
we found you. He found
Zuko
us.
Helped
we
a
all
little
found
bit,
each other.
Jet
helped.
Jet helped.
A lot of heroes. A lot of people. It takes a village. Not the village that Jet wanted to destroy. It takes a village of people who are safe and don't have somebody who's making rash decisions.
It's hard to think when you have an animal that big, you could lose it.
Well, tell that to the Sandbenders.
When Sandbenders stole it, for sure. The con that we went to, where there's a big, they do the big
that was
life
amazing
cycle.
at Sci-Fi Valley.
Right. And I just saw it again at a con recently in Motor City, and I'm like, how are you going to lose that thing?
That's a good point.
You're looking at it like, how would I lose that big of an animal?
People really have to want to keep him hidden if they are going to hide him. Now,
manatees aren't that big, right? Manatees aren't that big.
They're not that big.
They're not that big.
I mean, I think they're kind of cow-sized from my memory of actually having seen one.
You saw a manatee?
In the water.
Were you in the water with it?
I got into the water. And
you got into the water?
Yeah, because they're so sweet and gentle. And I was like, I'm about to swim with a manatee. And then it was like, cool, bye.
What?
And then it swam away. Yeah, it was in the Gulf of Mexico. It was beautiful.
I swam with a whale shark.
Oh, that's
in the Philippines. I mean, we're in the ocean. Did I swim with him? I don't know.
Did he think he was swimming with you?
He looked at me.
That's a whale shark. Was it huge?
It was the size of a bus.
Ooh, I just got chills. That would be
I
so
had chills
crazy.
Too. He came at me so fast and stopped, and then went right through my legs.
Did you hear the water version of brake squealing?
I kind of freaked out. Do you know what we call it was in the Philippines? Do you know what we call the whale shark in the Philippines?
What?
The Bhutan ding.
The Bhutan ding?
They go, that's the Bhutan ding.
That's beautiful.
That's called the Bhutan ding. Shout out
to the Bhutan ding.
Shout out to the Bhutan ding. Maybe in future episodes of Avatar,
we'll get a whale shark
the Bhutan
hybrid.
ding. He may show up.
I would love that. I love a good whale
Brian,
shark.
If he hears, we can call it the Bhutan ding.
I love it. I love it. Okay, so next one let's talk about comes from Inkwell 1931. Wow. That is actually our friend Jeremy, who's a wonderful comic artist. He does comic books. He's a wonderful illustrator. We met him at Sci-Fi Valley Con, same place where we saw that giant Appa the first time. And he says it's always a treat whenever you have voice actors from the show on board. Having Grey DeLisle in character as Azula for the Nightmares and Daydreams episode was a notable highlight for me. Shout outs also to J. Will the Gent, Matt Malone, Quintessentially Me, Caroline Marie, Ashley, Summer, June. A lot of people loved seeing Azula razzing Dante / Zuko for Nightmares and Daydreams. It felt very real. Every time you think you can just relax and take a breath because she's nowhere nearby.
You pitiful fools! I've been here the entire time, and I've been merely waiting for the perfect moment to strike you down with my awe-striking power. Scissors.
She's back! That voice!
That's okay, Aang. The eclipse will block all firebending anyway. You don't need to know any. Plus, it's a stupid element.
Well,
that's a stupid
only
statement.
a half of it. Only half stupid. Only my brother's half.
I love that this particular episode of Braving the Elements is like Zuko's nightmare, where Azula is just hanging out with Janet and Dante talking about the show.
What is going
It's so
on?
Plotting and planning.
I love it.
Great, Lau. I love you.
But
I hate Azula. No, she does. You talk about people who blur the line.
yeah. But
Who are blurring the line.
Yes. I mean, in
Lau.
fairness, I told her to blur the line for that
I've been
episode.
around her
Yeah,
many
but
times.
she will very comfortable. She even if I hadn't been like, "Hey, do you want to blur the line?"
She told me she has a new outfit she's gonna wear at the next con we do together, like a blue flame outfit. I'm like, don't you come out in no blue? Don't come out in no blue flame outfit.
She stole our blue waterbending color and just
come
appropriated it and is using it.
To no con around me with no blue flame jumpsuit.
You're gonna
said
see
like
it.
Elvis Presley. Like, yeah, I don't want to see that.
Yeah. So we also love having all the voice
We
actors
love it.
on.
Amazing.
Such an amazing,
Great
great time.
Jack DeSena.
Greg Baldwin. Michaela Joel Murphy, Cricket.
I mean, Jenny Kwan.
Olivia
Olivia
we had
Hack.
so many. I mean, when you go back to season 1, y'all, if you have not checked out season 1, we have a ton of voice actors that you don't see again because they're characters that you often don't see again.
Right.
We had Joanna on, Yue.
Yeah,
we had
Yue,
Jet.
Yue.
We had
Crawford.
Crawford. Bringing the Jet.
Shout out to Crawford.
Yeah. Kevin Michael Richardson.
Yes.
And a lot
Andre.
of people were mentioned. Andre. I mean, I know we're forgetting
Phil.
people. Thank you.
Let's not forget
We're going to
about Phil.
forget everybody. I'm so glad you're really pulling him out. And I'm like,
I'm trying to remember
so terrified
too.
that I'm going to forget
'Cause
people.
they're
That
friends.
I am forgetting people.
And
I
they're
know
gonna be
they're
like-
all friends and they're
They're
wonderful.
like, you didn't say my name. I was like, my bad.
Okay, reach out to us, punish us, let us know what we missed. This will be part of clips next year.
Yes.
Of us forgetting all of our friends. So I agree. You agree. It was a real trip every time Gray was Azula, and it was a joy for me.
For me
For
also.
me. Yeah.
That voice though. Nightmares. Whatever she did, Nightmares and what?
Nightmares and Daydreams one.
The
where
Nightmare
she's
one? Nightmare's the right episode for
and
her.
she's like the
Nightmare episode.
We hear the dragon
for Azula,
voice.
They're the nightmare right there. From Rivera and also Lilith L. Exvert said something similar. One of my faves was y'all having Ben Wynn on and him explaining how they made certain sounds from the show, which I love that episode too.
I know.
There was a lot of joy between Jeremy and I of
It's great.
getting so much usage out of like $3 to $5 items. You know,
That's
like
so
actually the main flute that is in the main title and the end credits was like a $3 flute that like I got at it was like in one of those bins that you can get at just random like 99-cent stores or whatever.
Yeah.
And that is immortalized, and it's fun that these random small things that just are totally kind of useless until they have some incredible use,
Right.
And then it's like, oh my God, this is why I had this thing.
Oh, we got to hear those sounds.
Let's do it. I mean, I don't know how impressive these sounds are going to be, but that's kind of the point. Like
that's what we want. We want the artisanal early sounds.
We want to hear the original sound of air.
I found the magic wand. That's the raw recording, and then this is
which already sounds pretty
some
cool.
processing. I don't know if you recognize that.
That's good.
That's like a spirit portal.
Yeah.
So basically, I would layer a bunch of these.
I mean, it really works.
Yeah. All right, so let's see. So here's like a moment from the pencil test that is all like finished. And
I mean, that sounds great.
Yeah, I mean, you know, to my ears, it sounds very quaint.
I think it sounds great. Bend your ear for ad-free episodes with Avatar Braving the Elements Premium.
Subscribe today on Apple Podcasts.